Hey everyone, this is Mayan Gordon. I am here live at 5 on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday. I hope it's really nice wherever you guys are watching from, which, cue it, that means drop a comment. Where are you watching from? And what is one thing that you're grateful for today? I'm coming to you from Spokane, Washington, the beautiful place that I call home. And it was a nice sunny 85 degrees today. And I'm really grateful because I had enough time, enough freedom in my life to spend all day today on an adventure with my husband and two of my dogs. I have four dogs. Taking all four of them on a walk is not the most fun, so we typically do two or one of them at a time. We took our two pit bulls all over Spokane, went to our kind of old stomping grounds, which is the Kendall Yards area. Used to be called Felony Flats as a neighborhood, and that's where we had our first rental house when we moved over to Spokane about 5 years ago. Man, 5 years. It's been a while. It's pretty cool to think about how time flies, right? And kind of where you started. The first house that we were renting was I don't want to call it a shithole, but it was kind of a shithole. Excuse me, French. It was a house that a group of Army veterans and wives had purchased together. They kind of all had pooled their money and had this kind of little real estate joint venture that they were doing, and they bought this house at auction for I believe like $40,000. So you can imagine, needed a lot of work. We came in right at a time after they had made this purchase, before they had really done any work to the house, and because we had four dogs, very hard to find places that will let you rent. Let me tell you, almost nowhere is going to let you rent a house with four dogs when two of them are pit bulls. One of them's a German Shepherd mix. Very difficult. So we swooped on this opportunity to rent this house for $800 a month. So super affordable for us. Had our entire whole house, which was really nice compared to, even thinking about being in an apartment, which again, with four dogs, really doesn't work in any capacity. And because we hopped on it so quickly, they went, hey, you guys have four dogs. Is it cool if we really don't redo anything in the house? And we were like, yeah, that means we don't have to worry about messing it up. Sure, why not? So this house had all sorts of problems to the point where there was a pretty decent gap between the walls and the flooring. There'd always be drafts in. Bugs would come in all the time. I am not a fan of bugs, especially spiders. Definitely one of my worst, not fears, but I don't like spiders in any capacity. That's why I found myself a husband who's a little spider killer. He takes care of those for me. And being able to go from that to literally our house right now is nicer than any house that even existed within that neighborhood. And we moved to a neighborhood that's just amazingly beautiful, super quiet. I'd definitely call it one of the nicest neighborhoods here in Spokane. We're not all the way up on the top of the hill where all the $1 million to $5 million houses are, but we're a couple blocks down. In our neighborhood, again, it's just phenomenal. Our neighbors are amazing. We have the nicest neighbors. We all look out for each other. It's definitely an amazing community. So I'm incredibly grateful not only for my city and my community, but for having the freedom and time to explore it and really enjoy it. What's up? Oh man, LinkedIn user, it's not showing me. Oh, Chaya, awesome. Thank you. That's great. Oh no. Chaya says she's still in New York, grateful that her mom feels better. Awesome. LinkedIn user who said Chaya Goatsman or Gottsman. Awesome. It's not showing me your name. Let me know who you are so I can give you a shout out. Everett says 5 years passes quickly. How long since the fire explosion? Man, that's been 10 years. Yeah, 10 solid years since the gas explosion that me and my husband were at the epicenter of in our house and survived very luckily. So, I mean, definitely, I feel like I'm not even the same person remotely from that person 10 years ago. Of course, the core of who I am has always stayed the same, right? And I think anyone who's gone through a lot of life changes can definitely relate to that, where like your essence and your core and your soul really doesn't change. But you as a person and your actions and who you are within the world absolutely changes through significant life experiences, reflection, changes in habits, all these different things that really make us who we are as people in the physical world that we exist in. Okay, that was some fun chatting. I do want to dip in to today's subject, which is what is the Champion Roundtable? I'd love to introduce that to you guys. It is my newest business venture where I have teamed up with my business coach, Jesse Johnson. So if you guys have been following my Real Life of an Entrepreneur series, I started that about, I think it was 5 months ago, when I was in a place where I felt really actually very good about all the work I was doing, all the opportunities I had, but was severely in debt and not doing well financially at all. And I wanted to start putting out kind of a full level of transparency around the fact that you can be a successful and amazing entrepreneur, but not have any money through bad investments, through things that happen in your life, right? Like, so this didn't happen to me recently, but certainly if you go through a big medical issue, that's probably, unless you're very well prepared for that, it's going to drain you of a lot of your financial resources and has absolutely nothing to do with your business. You could be crushing it with your business and still go, let's say, completely broke. And I don't want people to be afraid of perception and what other people are going to think just because they don't have the full context or the full facts. So I just wanted to start putting that out there. And since then, I've been able to gain a huge amount of success financially through Jesse's help. Now, how has Jesse, my partner, helped me out? By making me aware of a lot of things that I just wasn't aware that I needed to be working on within my business, and then also helped me really work through some of the things I did know that I needed to work on, such as figuring out more of a specific product and service that I wanted to offer with my consulting business, figuring out who my exact ideal customer was. And so Jesse and I have really kind of not opposite skill sets, but incredibly complementary skill sets, to where every time we get together for a meeting, magic happens. Entrepreneur business magic happens, where we make this huge amount of progress, create this huge amount of value. And it really made me aware to the fact that, plus how much the LinkedIn community has really benefited and connected with me, that community and support on the entrepreneurial journey is almost everything, right? Yes, you can be successful by yourself, but boy, is it hard, and boy, does it take a long time. And I thought, if I'd had a community or even just one person to support me when I started up any of my other businesses, when I started my smoking accessories business, if I'd have had someone I trusted to come to for advice, when I started up my graphic design business, when I started up my glassblowing business, well, maybe not started up my glassblowing business, but when I was being successful at the height of my glassblowing business, I really needed people to rely on. I needed a community, and I did not have one. And I thought about why that was, and kind of what the landscape of the business entrepreneurship journey is. And the fact is, there really aren't any communities. There are not any organizations that are widely known as being something that you can join and guaranteed become successful out of it because of the level of support and resources that are available. So that's why I started the Champion Roundtable with Jesse. What we are doing is trying to change the entire landscape of what's available to business owners, to entrepreneurs who can't afford a private one-on-one coach or don't have access to someone they can trust or a community of people where they know for a fact if they bring a question that they are going to get not only an answer, but the best answer possible to help them succeed. And a lot of times, you guys, getting the exact right answer comes from someone being able to ask you the exact right questions. And that's what Jesse's a genius at. Honestly, any single problem I've ever brought to him in my business, he knows the exact question to ask me to get me to figure it out on my own. And to me, that's an incredible superpower. I think my superpower is really understanding people's emotions and understanding how people emotionally connect through digital space, through marketing, through communication, copywriting, video. Those are my superpowers. So we've teamed up to really try and create this community, create this opportunity for people who want to succeed at a high level. Now, if you're a business owner and you're cool where your business is at, this is not for you. This is about people like me who are really ambitious, who are really competitive, who want to freaking win. Right? I don't know how much you guys know about me, but I'm incredibly competitive. I grew up playing competitive basketball. Almost everything I've ever done, I see as a competition, not in a sense that I'm comparing myself to other people, in the sense that I think it's more fun if we're all competing against each other. I think my best self comes forward when there's someone else who's very highly successful that I get to race against. Maybe race is not the right word because it's not a game of speed, but certainly, try and beat in terms of, let's call it an American Ninja Warrior style event, right? We're all participating on our own. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with American Ninja Warrior. It's an awesome, fun TV show slash gaming competition where it's an obstacle course that you have a time limit for, but you also just have to complete it. And once you complete it, then they rank people based on time and you get to next rounds. I think business is really a lot like that. Really, you have kind of round one, which is a certain amount of difficulty, and you got to make it through round one to even get to round two. And if you don't do it in a certain amount of time, you're probably not going to win the whole competition in the end. So being able to compete at a high level, having resources and having team that supports you is so incredible, right? And without that, I think realizing that I went through that journey alone and how not negative it was, but how much more I could have gained, how much more I could have accomplished if I'd had one person or an entire team around me to support me when I had questions. Like, boy, I had so many questions when I was trying to grow my glassblowing business, when I was maxing out my hours, when I was working 18 hours a day, making good money, making $500 to $1,000 a day. But I wanted to grow past that, and I just didn't have more hours to give. And so I lost a lot of money investing into things that didn't work out. And if I'd had a team to really help me evaluate a lot of these decisions, evaluate what was going on, I know for a fact that my glassblowing business would be 10 times bigger today. So that's the essence of why we created the Champion Roundtable, is to really start something that adds such an incredible amount of value that it becomes well and wide known that, hey, you're a business owner, you got to join this association, you got to join this community, you got to join this group, because it is guaranteed to help you succeed at a higher level and in a more confident way and a more clear way, where all that confusion, all that stress, and the stress that comes along with the confusion of being a business owner. My God, you guys, been there, done that. Stress from being a business owner and not knowing really can take a toll, not only on your emotions and your physical state, but certainly your health. I was not nearly as healthy as I am now, since I've been able to really take control in a mental sense of understanding, where is my business? What are the issues I'm facing? Where do I want to go? Who's going to help me get there? Once you have all those things lined up, stress goes away. You can start focusing on parts of your life that really matter to you. Like, you guys, I get to spend every single day, I have the luxury to spend between 1 to 3 hours exercising in whatever way I want, whether that's taking my dogs on a long walk, whether that's working out with some weights, a couple, different times here and there. I have so much freedom to take care of myself in a way that, of course, is going to positively impact my business. And more important than positively impacting my business, it makes me really happy and it keeps me really healthy. So if you guys are interested in the Champion Roundtable, the website is championroundtable.net. Let me create a little banner real quick. I should have done that before. Throw it up here. And roundtable.net. And you guys, it's only $300 a month compared to my monthly coaching, which starts at $1,500 a month. So we wanted to create this as an option that was much more affordable than one-on-one coaching, but also still requires you to make an investment. I found that anything I've ever done, if I don't invest money into it, it does not mean as much to me, and I do not try as hard. I think investing money into something is really amazing. And to be 1,000% honest with you guys, we are going to use that money to add more resources and improve this group to the highest capability. And you guys, I love my transparency. We've made $0 so far with this group, invested a significant amount of money and a huge amount of time. I spend probably between 30 to 50% of my time, period, right now, working on this group and adding value and figuring out how it can be the absolute best possible. So if you have $300 a month, I highly suggest you sign up. We only have 50 spots available starting out until, again, we have some money coming in to really expand the resources to be able to not dilute any amount of quality while growing. So yes, we want to scale this thing to be huge, but we also do not ever want to sacrifice the quality that we're delivering on. So there really is a limit of 50 people right now. Also, if this is something you're interested in, but you're like, I don't have $300 a month, send me a message, reach out to me. I am not just trying to get your money. I am sincerely trying to help every single one of you guys watching. And I have a lot of different ways that I can do that don't require necessarily you signing up for a group. I can point you in certain directions where there's really valuable information if you have the time to invest into reading that information, learning that information, and executing on it. You guys, doesn't help to just read some stuff and let it sit in your head. You have to be willing to both put in the time to learn and to then execute. So wherever you're at, if you're interested in having someone support you, if you're interested in growing, if you're interested in really reaching the absolute fullest of your potential, please reach out to me and I'd love to talk to you about how I could help you do that in any capacity. Hope you guys are having an amazing night. If you do want to get in touch with me, you can reach out through LinkedIn, through Facebook, or through Instagram. Those are probably the best ways. The last way is going to be through email, which I'll get my email address up here real quick. monkeyboyarts@gmail.com. And if you're curious about what's Monkey Boy, Monkey Boy Art is the name of my glass blowing brand on the smoking related side. So I've got a really kind of segmented audience that I have. So I have stoners who buy smoking accessories. That's under Monkey Boy Art. And then I've got all my TikTok followers, all of my, I'd say, art aficionados who buy jewelry and other sculptural pieces under my brand World of Glass. So I do have kind of two different brands under that glass blowing business, but the original is Monkey Boy Art. That's why I've got the monkeyboyarts@gmail.com. Feel free to hit me up there. I'm going to check out if there's any last minute comments here. What's up, Andrea? You say you love healthy competitors who give hands up to each other. Absolutely, yeah. You know, there's a lot of actually camaraderie in competition. That's one of the things that I really love about it is you can really want to beat someone very, very badly. And then at the end, shake hands and feel an immense amount of love and respect for them that you honestly wouldn't otherwise feel unless you'd competed. And it's a really special kind of feeling and emotional experience to compete with someone very intensely and then afterwards get to bond over that experience and kind of the journey that you guys were on together. Even though you're always on your separate journey, you guys, we're all in this world alone. We were born in the world alone. We'll leave it alone, yada, yada. But the connections we're able to build really make it something special. Let's see real quick, any last minute comments? What's up, Prashant? How's it going? Appreciate you dropping in for sure. 5 years passes quickly, absolutely. What about guiding people to someone who offers free coaching and mentorship? So again, yeah, feel free to reach out to me. I don't know a lot of people, but I do have an incredibly wide network that is full of amazing, generous people and can usually point you to the direction of someone who can help you. So Jesse does invest his time significantly into people on a free level, depending on where you're at and kind of how much action you're willing to take and whether or not, of course, he sees potential in you. That's something he did with me, you guys. He reached out to me actually and said, hey, I see what you're doing. Would you be interested in me helping you out? And because he has several different businesses, he's actually able to do that in several different ways. So you guys could definitely reach out to Jesse. I can get you in touch with Jesse. And there's probably a couple other people in my network who are willing to offer some free help as well. Again, I also am willing to offer some amount of free help. My time is pretty limited in that capacity, but I do block off 30 minutes every single day for being able to do that. So, and there's a lot of days in the year. So please feel free to reach out to me. I know I can at least give you 15 minutes of my time for free to help you out in any capacity. So never fear. Always, reach out to me if you have any questions. All right, guys, that's all I got for you tonight. I really hope you all have a fantastic rest of your Sunday night. If you have the opportunity, try and get outside tonight and see that comet. I forget the name of the comet, but there's a really cool comet in the sky right now that should be visible tonight, depending on where you are. Go check it out. Space is pretty cool.